So what is up, everyone? It has been some time, mainly because there hasn't been a whole lot to do here on Memoria Freese, and my reaction is just like Bell there. You see how he stretches his arms out? Yeah! I need something to wake me up. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and talk about said stuff to wake me up. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. If you do, let's try to hit a like goal of 300 likes on this video. Make sure you smash that button for me and subscribe if you are new, of course, for more content. Hopefully I can pick up producing more as more stuff comes out. So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. So anyways, we have some new characters that are going to be coming in a couple of days. I might do a separate video for that. I know a few other people already have, and you know that stuff came out I think yesterday, but I know a couple other people already have. I might do it and I might talk about it, but otherwise they're going to be here in a couple of days. Now that was in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure that basically the same stuff happens between both versions, but correct me if I'm mistaken. My bad. So anyways, what we're also going to talk about is this over here. So not malfunction, because there's nothing wrong with the game as far as I know. Update 3.3.10, we are getting some unit upgrades. So we're going to talk about those. So first and foremost, there's a handful of units that were already in the game, were not spectacular, to say the least, to be kind to the units and the people that enjoy the units, right? But they are getting changes and upgrades and buffs, essentially. So anyways, thank you for playing DanMachi Memoria Freese. There will be upgrades for skill / development ability, combat skill, assist skill of some units, with the upgrade releasing on 5/30 Wednesday. So that's coming in about 2 weeks. So like, what is it? Just exactly 2 weeks? Something like that. Please see below for more details. So of course, this is a super advanced notice, but down below, we're going to start off with Ice Wallenstein, gorgeous princess. So before she had Vetermak. I don't know how to pronounce these names, but you see right at the top, Vetermak at the very top. It did foes mid physical, excuse me. I was combining the words there. Mid physical damage, no sort of buff or debuff, and also mid damage. Not a good modifier. The good news is it was all targets being foes, but for 2 more MP, she now has Kalma Lavushka. So that is also an all targets skill. This one changes from being mid to high, so already an upgrade there, and the opponent's guard rate down by 30% for 4 turns. So that means that they're almost never going to guard against your moves. That's kind of what that means. I mean, they still technically have a lot of guard resistance, but the game doesn't really use that a whole lot from what I can see when it comes to oppositions. So, you know, that's going to help. Don't get that mistaken for physical resistance. That's not exactly the same thing, but I don't see guard activated a whole lot. Just me personally. Feel free to correct me, though. Anyways, for skills / development ability, can we change that to say abilities, please? Because there's a bunch of them. Unless ability can be interpreted as plural. But anyways, Hunter G, agility plus 10%, changed to all status plus 10% on wisdom 1. Tough 1 plus 10 endurance percent, 10% endurance, changed to being magic resistance plus 1. That's interesting. Just a flat number, huh? Not even a percent. It just kind of cuts. Oh no, I was gonna say like, bro, just a flat number plus 1. Okay. Swordsman 1 changed from being strength plus 10. Actually, the skill name stays the same. It got changed, or eyes, Swordsman Eye, changed to being 60%. That's a pretty big difference. And the other skills stay the same, but she also gets a 1% MP regen per turn. That's pretty awesome. 60% is a really big difference from 10%. Now, what are her stats? So down below, we have her stats. HP stays the same. Everything stays the same except for strength, dexterity, and magic. They did buff the magic significantly, but she only looks like she does physical attacks. So, yeah. Can't see her other skills, but, you know, if she has other ones, we can actually kind of go check. But I don't know if she needs the magic stat or not. Dexterity is always nice. That went up to almost 700. Strength jumped significantly, about 350-ish. So that's pretty nice. That coupled with the 60%, that's pretty wild. So, yeah, she's really good. That's a really big upgrade. Considering the fact that she has ailment resist plus 15%, that's so helpful. And, of course, the MP regeneration can be helpful, too, especially in things like Rampage. So I like it. I really like that buff. I don't think it makes her like crazy busted. I still think that it keeps the Sparkle Princess eyes as basically the best eyes, but I think this one, second or third place. That's kind of where this one bumps to. Off the top of my head, of course. And oh my god, Asfi got a really big makeover. So this is a unit that got clowned. A lot of people were saying she was the worst unit in the game. I thought she was probably like bottom 2 or 3. But yeah, some people said she's the worst. Apparently they heard you guys. She changes a lot. Element of the combat skill has changed from physical to light. Okay. So she doesn't do physical damage anymore. She does magical damage, light magical damage. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So Hypno Ash was her first skill. 15% sleep to all enemies. Okay. That changes to Hypno Mist. All enemies take a high dark magic attack with a 15%. Wow. Okay. So it's the same skill, just adding the ability to do damage at the same time. Welcome to being a more up-to-date unit. You gotta have the ability to do damage and do some sort of ailment or buff slash debuff. That's kind of like average at this point to be able to do multiple things with one attack. She also has to cost 12 more MP. Falmenta, excuse me. Magical resistance minus 20% for 4 turns on the enemies. That was not a bad skill technically, but again, it's another one of those that you would like in conjunction with an attack, like a damaging attack. But for this one, they actually changed it all the way. Plague Sting is a high dark magic attack, just like the previous one, but this one is a single target. So it also, this skill changed from being an entirely different skill that was multi-target to being a single target high dark magic attack that reduces the guard rate by 50% for 4 turns. So yeah, that's really good. I talked about it earlier. Not going to talk about guard rate too much. It helps out a lot though. Below, we have Burst Oil, magical resistance minus, no, I already looked at that one. High fire damage, magical damage to all enemies, that's it. So this one changes, so all her skills are dark, but her combat skill is light. So this one changes, mid-dark, all enemies, and magical resistance minus 20% for 4 turns. So you would use Burst Oil into the other attacks, and she'd do increased damage, of course, because the reduced magical resistance. She also has the ability to inflict sleep, 15% clip. That's kind of an added bonus. If you're going to be using Hypno Mist, it's because it's an AoE magical attack that has a high modifier, and it's her best attack naturally. So that's pretty cool that her best attack has an added bonus. You know, it's not a guaranteed thing like a debuff, like guard rate or magical resistance or, you know, a magical ability increase or something like that, but it's still nice. I don't think it's crazy good, but it's nice. 15% I think is good enough to where it's not like underestimated, but not overestimated at the same time. So Mystery changed to Wisdom, all status, plus 10. Defense, physical resistance plus 10%. Okay, I like that. I really like that. I really like that skill. Physical resistance increase. Enlightenment, they actually gave her all different skills. Oh my gosh, Enlightenment was just 7.5, now it's 60? Holy crap, man. All right, Insane Speed. I would have preferred if she kept that one, actually. I would have actually really preferred if she kept that one. But she gets magical resistance. So she's good in different situations. So first and foremost, she has the all status increase, which is awesome. Then she has physical resistance and magical resistance plus 10%. 10% isn't like super good, but it's still a thing and it helps. She also has a 15% ailment resistance, while also increasing magic by 60%. They really worked this unit all the way over, didn't they? Okay. I wonder if like stuff like this, where it's status resistance I or 1, whatever that is, it was 10%. Now it's the same exact name skill, but it's 15. I wonder if like stuff like that will impact other units, if that's gonna be something across the board, you know, where they just change all status resistance I to being 15%. We'll see in just a moment if they mention that, but that's pretty cool. And her stats, again, all went upgraded. Thankfully, her magic stats skyrocketed. It's over 1,000 now, thankfully. And she has a really solid agility and endurance stats to be a bit more viable. HP doesn't change, MP doesn't change. Her strength goes up, whatever. I wish they would have allocated those points they gave her strength to some other area. You know, dexterity, agility. You know, those are two stats they don't like to buff too much, apparently, because those are taking very, very minimal increases because they're very... I don't know. Agility seems like a stat that should matter more than it does. A lot of times I just kind of feel like units have random attack orders, but agility is supposed to be what dictates that. But dexterity definitely is important. It impacts your abilities to get crits and things of that nature. But otherwise, endurance is cool. Plus 40, 40 to that stat. So here we have Lufia. I actually recently pulled this Lufia, the Amazon one. Bashful Elf. Or not Amazon. She's not Amazon. She's kind of like in a swimsuit or whatever. Anyways, it's not even showing her full art. Did it show? Oh, it didn't show anybody's full art. Never mind. Okay. Ooh, there's a Ryu. The Ryu, I have that one too. I don't have this. I don't have these two, actually. But so far, I have the next two, so that's pretty cool. Arc's Ray. Highlight magical damage changes to being Carpos Dalos. High fire magical damage with temporary magical boost. I like that change. For one thing, well, two reasons. Because also it gives a magic boost, which is awesome. But it's an element change. I like the element change because it makes her different from the other Lufia. Initially, she had the ability to do fire and light, but still, I just love having the ability to have a different element on the character. It helps a lot. Just depending on the opposition, depending on the scenarios, it gives you a reason to use this character. Which is why I like, for example, Bathroom Princess Ice or whatever, because she's like a magical damage-dealing unit. You know, in this Ice, Spyco Princess Ice, she isn't super good at the magic side of things. So you can't use them ideally on the same team in a lot of scenarios, but if you do take on different events, you can swap them out. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, Carpos Dalos, we already talked about that. Sol Decremento, I don't know, man. 15% seal. That doesn't seem useful at all. I would never use that skill. Anyways, it has a use, but I would never use it. Anyways, high fire magic attack with a 15% seal. Thank you. That's a lot better. It's the same thing exactly like I was talking about on one of the units earlier, where you do the damage and then you also get the added benefit of maybe getting a status inflictment on some character. And that's also an AoE skill. The next couple actually are, so that's pretty cool. Animos Fotia. Mid-fire attack. Magic attack, of course. And it changes to being the exact same thing, but with just a magic boost. Okay. I like it. So Mage changes to Rouse. Magic and Endurance plus 10%. That's awesome. Chef changes to Defense. She gets physical resistance and magical resistance, and an agility and dexterity increase plus 10%. She's got some pretty awesome stat increases there. And of course, the necessary 15% status resistance. But she gets magic, endurance, agility, and dexterity plus 10%. That's pretty helpful. I like it. 10%, like I said, isn't like high enough to be crazy, but it's really good. The only stats that change in her are her agility skyrocketed. She got really fast. That's a really good agility stat. And also, magic doesn't go up much, but that agility shot up. So I'm excited for this Lufia. I think she's really good. I think that's a really good upgrade. And Ryu. So Ryu was a character I thought was really good as like a mage support on like a mage team. Let's see how they changed her. So, oh snap, she became a mid heal. Awesome. Low heal just blows, man. Low heal blows. It's cool early game, but it's not enough HP regen. But mid heal, you can make do with that. So that's pretty awesome. And she's a character I think was like a C in some tier lists. I didn't pay a lot of attention to tier lists because they're always subjective to the different scenarios and different team builds and stuff like that. But that changes. The skill just gets better. It seems that actually that's the same thing for both of her skills because she gets 5% more on her second skill, the Teal Wind, for 4 turns, 30%. Magic and agility. Bro, she's like Lufia's best friend for that skill. I don't even know if Lufia needs the extra like 30%. The Lufia right here. Look at the one that just got those exact same stats buffed. Oh man, so she actually gets 3 updated skills: purpose, defense, and concentrate. Purpose with the 10% to magic and endurance, the other one with agility and dexterity. She also gets the physical resistance. So okay, all right, I can feel it. Yeah, she magic and endurance, same skill, just different name, huh? Magic and endurance, purpose I or 1, whatever. Rouse, magic and endurance. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that's necessary, but yeah. All right. So down below, her endurance and dexterity went up. That's it. Makes her more viable defensively with the endurance. Dexterity, I don't know if that's necessary. But she's not, I think she has another skill that's an attack. Hopefully it's a magical attack, but I think she has another skill because she has to have the ability to do damage, right? I would hope. Oh, man. Oh, we got the Sir, or Seer, I don't know, but we have her, the assist. Hers changes from being 6% endurance to being 10%. Without the plus. When it's plus, it goes from being 8, which I think is where mine is now. It goes up to being 15. And then max limit broken, it went from being 10 to 20. Oof! That is a sizable increase to endurance. All right. That's awesome. I'm very excited for these characters. Like, let's go check them out really quick, just see which attacks they had and stuff. I'm very excited, though. Like, I think those are some really useful upgrades, and I don't think they're, like, game-breaking upgrades. But it kind of reminds me of, like, how other games do something like that, too. Like, Dokkan, for example, has its Dokkan Awakening stuff, where, like, they Dokkan Awaken cards that are old into being better. And I enjoy that. So these two skills at the bottom are the ones that are changing, I believe. No. She's keeping the Force Wind, 25% to her physical attack or strength. Ultra physical attack to all enemies with Amazon Lurafaga. And she's losing the other two. Interesting. And let me see what that exact change was to her, because she's a physical type unit. I do want to see if that's good for her. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Let me go back into Memoria Freese. There we go. If it decides that it wants to let me see, of course not. There we go. High physical attack and mid physical attack, yeah. And the guard rate, okay, I like it. I like it a lot. And Asfi, like I said, it's an entire makeover. Last thing I want to see is the skills for Ryu here. Damn, I keep going there. She's going to be towards the bottom area. There she is. Towards the middle, actually. Ultra Wind, mid physical attack. Ew. And then the other skill, mid wind magic attack. At least Vin Blitz is a magical attack with temporary magic boost and ultra penetration rate. That's awesome. I don't know. No. I don't know why I said ew. I don't know why. I was just thinking. I guess the video's gone too long. My brain is just all over the place. That's a magical attack. Okay, I said ew because I thought it was a physical attack. So she's great. She's perfect. Exactly how she needs to be. Forgive me. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Have an awesome day. Let me know your thoughts on these units down below in the comments. Share the video out with your friends as well if they're interested in DanMachi Memoria Freese. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.